guys, I'm just Jersh, and welcome back to the next episode of The Binding of Isaac Repentance. Just finished streaming, played a little bit of Genshin, did some pulls on the new Kokomi banner, unfortunately got her, big rips, big rips. And we also did a Tainted Maggie run, where we did Lamb, Satan, and Mega Satan. Hence why her post notes looking a little more filled out. We could do her again. I don't know if I really feel like doing it though. Tainted Isaac. Now there's a name I have not heard in a long time. Tainted Isaac, we need to do Lamb, Mega Satan, Boss Rush, Hush, Delirium. That's a lot to potentially do on a single run. We're gonna try to do it. We got more options, less room, so we need to go fast. We need to make it to Boss Rush in 20 minutes, which means I think we got to play a little risky, which means I am comfortable. I'm not necessarily comfortable doing it, but I think it needs to be done. I will play the Sacrifice Room, because the Sacrifice Room could potentially drop an Angel item, or it could send us into a deal with the Angel, both of which could potentially be huge for making this overall dream come true. So I think it needs to be done. Batwing gives us occasional flight. Those are both fantastic, but honestly, Booger Tears are better. Both fantastic. Oh, that's so good too. Both fantastic. I think Booger Tears are slightly better. Beat the juice out of them is like a game-winning item. I don't know how this, I don't know how our trinket works, just to be honest with you. I was hoping I could cheat the system and maybe get these 2 chests for free. We're gonna have to pay for them, unfortunately. I need the HP. As good as 5 bombs would be. Forgotten Lullaby, sing for your friends. We got this on stream the other day from blowing up the Siren's head, which I had never done before. We blew up the Siren's head. You feel blessed. Paralysis. Big stinky. Okay. We'll be back. We're close to potentially getting teleported to a deal with the Angel, so we definitely want to do that if possible. We got it from blowing up the Siren's head in the mausoleum after defeating her, but I don't know what it does, so maybe we will discover that together over the course of this run. Sing for your friends. I don't sing in front of other people typically. I'm not a huge karaoke boy. I hopefully will never be. Well, I mean, I think it'd be fun to eventually. I'm a horrible singer, but mostly it's like the anxiety of singing in front of other people. It's like, it's weird because I know that I'm a I know that I'm a horrible singer, but it's the acknowledgement that other people might hear me and be like, that guy is a horrible singer. Even though I know it to be true, the idea that other people could potentially think a negative thought about me is enough to guarantee that I will never sing karaoke. But it would be fun to. The only time I have sung in front of people was in 5th grade. 5th grade, I had kind of like a renaissance. I don't know. I've had a couple like social renaissances in my life where I was like, mostly I've just been the quiet, shy kid for my entire life. And then I've had, don't die please. I've had these few moments in life where I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna be the cool kid now. In 5th grade was one of them. I grew out long skater hair. I started hanging out with this kid who was like also a cool skateboarder with long hair. So I just basically stole his drip. And I was like, I'm gonna be cool and popular. And I was for 1 year, and then middle school happened and it all went away. But during the course of that year, my 5th grade class had an American Idol competition. We would have like themed parties, like once a quarter. We would all vote as a class on a theme, and then we would get snacks and things of that nature associated with the theme. And this was in like 2005, so American Idol was at like its peak popularity during that time. So we did an American Idol themed one, and I entered. And despite being a horrible singer, which was fairly evident, I didn't actually sing most of the songs as I was up there. It was more like I more just like kind of spoke them awkwardly. Even though I wanted to be cooler, That didn't mean I was going to start singing in front of people. That's a bridge too far. That was a great run. That was a potentially great run. Thrown down the toilet. Went a little too aggressive on the sacrifice room, you may be saying, but I still think, play it back, I would do it again. I would do it again. Losing Booger Tear's pretty sad. It's a pretty stacked starting item. Potentially getting 9 volt, beat the juice out of him, also potentially sad. But that's okay because we're about to get Brimstone in this curse room here, so you'll be the one saying sorry in just a second. Told you. Told you. This is actually really tough. Sin Robes is better long term. Oh, frick. Sin Robes would have been better on all terms, actually, because we need to accept the fact we're probably not going to become Guppy. We aren't going to keep 9 lives. Because it's not great for us. It takes up an item slot. We can only hold 8 of them. The only reason we want it is if we think we're going to become Guppy, and since I'm taking deals with the Angel instead of deals with the Devil, we're probably not going to become Guppy. So Sin Robes would have been the better play there, but hindsight's 2020. I sang 3 songs during our High School Musical. High School Musical hadn't come out yet, but if it would have been a couple years later, probably would have pogged off to that too. I may use most of my lives in that sacrifice room. I may use most of my lives in that sacrifice room. Bloody Gust is amazing. So we're definitely keeping this. This may be one of the best items in the game. Also, the spawn rate on it is ridiculous. It shows up so much. I cannot even tell you how much it shows up. You feel blessed, which is fantastic. Now here's the question. When we get the potential teleportation to a deal with the Angel and we die, does that mess that up? It might. So I'm going to try to get an HP upgrade from the boss fight before we do so. Because I'd still like for that to happen if at all possible. I don't mind. Again, we're going to get rid of 9 lives long term, so I don't mind sacrificing a little bit of HP in the short term to try to make it happen. I sang 3 songs. They were slappers of the era, which was 2005, so remember that. The first song, Beverly Hills by Weezer. And again, that song doesn't really, no offense to the lead singer of Weezer, not saying he doesn't have golden pipes, but that's definitely not a song where the golden pipes are really flexed very much. Beverly Hills. And this is exactly how I sang it in 5th grade. That's where I want to be. And that's how I sang it. That was song number 1, Advance to the Next Round, of course. By the way, I advanced to the next round not because I had any skill singing whatsoever, but because, like I said, I went through a little bit of a popular phase and people were like, I like this guy, so I'm going to vote him on to the next round. We want Spun, let's be honest. We want Spun. We also should have left all that poop on the ground because we could have gotten some good stuff from this. Let's visit our shop, see what the shop's got going for us. A 7-cent trinket smelter seems like a great deal. Seems like a phenomenal deal. We will be smelting petrified poop. What do you think my secret rooms are? Could be here. Rip. Could be here as well. Rip. Let's try it. We're gonna try it. Could be Guppy. Gotta take Crown of Light. Okay, now we leave. Actually, we can take deals with the devil if we just get... Yeah. We can get deals with the devil if we get key pieces through this means. The question is, will we actually be able to get a key piece? We can get 1. Will we be able to beat Angel Statue number 2 through these means? Probably not. But we'll get 1 key piece and we'll move on with our lives. Second song I sang. You're not gonna believe it. You're gonna think I'm memeing, but it's true. I wish there was a recording. All-Star by Smash Mouth. And at the time, I didn't know the correct lyrics. You may know the part that says, the ice we skate is getting pretty thin. Water's getting warm, so you might as well swim. You may know that part. What are we doing here? Dark Path. My world's on fire. How about yours? You may know that part. I thought that the lyrics were, the ice cream state is getting pretty thin. What is the ice cream state? Couldn't tell you. I don't think it is anything. But I said it nonetheless. Nonetheless, I mentioned that the ice cream state was getting pretty thin. Water's getting warm, so you might as well swim. Again, that song, lead singer of Smash Mouth, not exactly known for having the greatest singing voice of all time, but there's at least some more singing involved in that one. I still sang it like this. Ice cream state is getting pretty thin. Water's getting warm, so you might as well. Just speaking it into action. Made it to the next round. Bada bing. The final round. The final round against someone whose name I won't mention because we don't dox on this channel unless it's my boy Joj. We don't dox on this channel. What? Made it to the final round. This could be. And that's going to give us access to our item room, which is good. So we definitely want skeleton key, because that's just a free skeleton key. We'll also take bomb bag in the interim, because it's going to give us some bombs. Hopefully we can get to skeleton key, because we can pick that up and put it right back down. We don't care. I'm here to tell you, we don't care. How have I gotten no charges on my spacebar item, by the way? Frick. How have I gotten no charges on this spacebar item thus far? We're struggling a little bit, but we'll get there. We have a solid Boolean base here. We do need to speed things up ever so slightly. I forgot we need to make boss rush. I forgot that boss rush was a thing that we were going after. We will attempt to speed things up here a little bit. Okay, good. I didn't get to use my spacebar item. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. 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 We're gonna speed things up slightly. We're going up here. We're going to go into the curse room. Gonna take damage. Gonna get a little bloody gust bonus. Gonna open this for free. Thank you. Gonna hurt ourselves. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna say thank you for the tears up. We're going to fight a very easy boss. We're going to fight a very easy boss. We're going to get a black heart. Bada bing. That's also going to give us a deal with the devil. Fingies crossed. It's a guppy item. We may be able with sacrificial Bible. Sorry, with satanic Bible. We may be able to get our guppy items we were looking for without even having to do a deal with the devil. Because we're going to get deal with the devil items. Flashing deal with the devil items at that. From the boss fight. And I'm assuming taking those doesn't affect our overall deal with the devil chance. If it does, we're going to have to make a sacrifice room work. And that's okay. I believe we can do that. We're going to have to speed things up pretty significantly, though. Golden Bomb, thank you, shouldn't have. That's going to give us Skeleton Key. Also going to get some items from here, which is wonderful. Thank you. We do have a sacrifice room on this floor. I don't want to spend too much time here. The third and final song that I sang. The third and final song that I sang on my way to my American Idol victory. That's just kidding. I actually lost to a girl who could actually sing, so like deserved, but also Sag. The final song I sang was Dance Dance. H up, thank you. Was Dance Dance by Fall Out Boy. Again, when I say sing, I mean dance, dance, falling apart to have time. Dance, dance. Okay, so this should give us 99 keys even if we drop it, which we will. We're gonna drop it because we don't care about it. We don't want Key Bum. We will take Rune Bag. Again, probably not going to keep Rune Bag long term. Rune Bag is not going to generate any sort of dub for us. We get a Baby Plum fight. We have infinite bombs, so we should definitely use them to try to speed up the fight, because we got a lot of ground to cover in a short amount of time. Sack Dagger, we'll take. We will get rid of the 99 keys, which is doing nothing for us. That did not delete our deal with the angel chance, which is amazing. So going forward, we still have guaranteed angel chance. We could still potentially become Guppy. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Sack Dagger, gonna help us go a little bit faster, because I can do stuff like this. Take some free damage. You love to see it. What do we got going on in here? Gotta take Sausig, even though Eternal D6 is tempting. I'm just, actually, like, these are just genius plays is what you're seeing here. I'm purposely taking damage so that I can get Bloody Gust to work. Okay, we are going to drop Bomb Bag for Sausage, which is an all stats up. Thank you for the all stats up. All right, things looking pretty good now. Suddenly things looking pretty good. We'll continue speeding things up. Yeah, I lost to someone who could actually sing, which, does it still bother me to this day? Of course not. Maybe a little bit. But I don't think anybody that voted for me was actually voting for me because I could sing. So it makes me happy that... Peace. Makes me happy that if they were going to... I'm glad we got some honesty in our judging. You know what I'm saying? 7-cent red stew doesn't do much for me unless we get rock bottom, which I've never seen on this account. So that'd be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool to get rock bottom. Can we increase our angel chance in any way, shape, and or form? Gotta be some way to, but I don't know how. I'm honestly debating if I even want charged key. Sure, not a great use, but again, we gotta kind of speed things up here. I don't think I want anything else in that item room. I like the current 8 items we have. I think Rune Bag could go, and it will probably be the next item to go. I am also not necessarily committed to our syringe. I was committed to the syringe with the idea of getting spun, but honestly, the chances of getting spun are a little bit lower at this point since we haven't already seen more trinkets, more syringes, so I'm fine yeeting them. And this is just a nah for me. That's an easy nah for me. We will pass on that. We will say thank you for the option and we'll go. I did not mean to go in here. Not mean to go in here. Fine taking a little bit of stupid damage just to speed things up a little bit. Let's do our boss fight. We still got a lot of ground to make up. We are not out of them woods just yet. Still got a decent amount of ground to pick up. Angel deal. You're so nice. We will take Death's Touch. We'll do the Angel deal first. Holy Light is amazing, so we will get rid of the syringe. And we will also take Death's Touch. Let's get rid of Rune Bag. See you later. Okay, continue. Are we gonna become Guppy? I'm getting close to pulling the ripcord. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm getting close to pulling the ripcord. I don't think we have a great chance of becoming Guppy. I don't think we have a great chance. I mean, okay, we have a great chance of becoming Guppy because we have Satanic Bible and we get double the deal with the devil items upon completing every single boss fight. So I didn't fight the angel statue. Uh-oh. That is what some in the business would call a big ol' mistake. Birthright is amazing. Birthright is extra items. Gotta take it. Birthright is just 4 extra items. That's so good. Okay. Suddenly, I don't care. We can hold on to many more items, so I'm more willing to get a little wet and wild with it. Now, stupid of me not to fight the angel statue. That is what some would call Russian. That is what some would call rushing. Not the thing you do when you go to college and you want to make friends, so you pay $10,000 to be in a frat. Rushing in terms of going way too fast for my own good and it ultimately causing a large negative outcome upon my life in the grand scheme of things. That is what we are referring to when we say rushing. We will say thank you for that. We should visit item room, even though it is on the complete other side of the map, which is sad. Also, if we had more red hearts, we could play arcade, but we don't have more red hearts, so we won't. We are very strong. We are very strong. You is pretty much It is undeniable that we are very strong, so I feel generally pretty good. I wonder if we should pick up Nun's Habit in the short term here. This was a waste. Even with the extra spaces, I don't want to get a speed down, so I'm not going to pick up Lard. Even though I think it's just free HP, we could put it down later. Too much work. Okay. This was our secret room. I'd be pogged. We'll take the big battery charge. We'll save that for the next floor, and then we will head down. All right. Caves 2, got to do about 2.5 minutes of floor for the next... 3 minutes of floor for the next 2 floors. Extremely doable. Extremely doable. Yeah, I saw the pill. I don't have time for it. Nun's Habit might have been the right play. Doesn't matter. We're headed down to the next floor. All right. Boss Rush. Hush. Have we done Delirium? Probably not, if we haven't done Mega Satan. Oh my gosh. Gotta take the negative. Don't rush too tremendously much. Gotta at least play well enough to get the things you're trying to get here. We miss out on any of the things we're trying to get. We do have a sacrifice room on this floor. So if we don't get an angel deal, which is not guaranteed to us, if we don't get an angel deal, that's a decent option. Crush him. Just crush him. Just crush him. Give me an angel deal? You piece. Pentagram's pretty good. We'll take Penty. I can't go into the deal with the devil, unfortunately. We could have probably at least looked to see what was in there. That's my B. We will continue searching on the floor. For our item room. Not worth the time. We'll go in there, we'll open it, we'll pop Awa's rune. Golden chests don't entice me as much anymore. It's tough. It's like, I can't tell if it was a net negative or positive. You could have had Guppy. I can't tell if it's a net negative or positive. They no longer contain Guppy's head, which is sad. It makes it a little bit harder to get Guppy. But they do contain boss pool items now, like all the boss pool items. So like tons of HP upgrades, tears upgrades, damage ups, etc. Probably a net positive. We will take the tears up. Thank you, thank you. Slowly get into a place that I'm pretty dang happy with. Can't be doubling. Cannot be doubling, unfortunately. I know time is of the essence. I think I'm going to play the sacrifice room and get this second key piece just to not have to worry about the game screwing me and not giving me a deal with the angel, because it's not a guarantee. So I think we're going to play this. I think we're going to play this until our friend Ezekiel shows up. We're going to absolutely body him. That is not what I was expecting. Capricorn's pretty sick, so we'll go ahead and just take the all stats up. Thank you. Okay. No problem. We're going to yeet our friend. Yeet our friend. Second key piece. Fantastic stuff. Okay. We are back on track. We are back on track. We can be happy with this. We got 4 whole minutes on the next floor. That is POT. Plenty of time. Go ahead and pop that. Open this bad boy up. Thank you for that. Next floor. All right. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. This is a blessed run. I'm also feeling good, not because I lost my 5th grade American Idol singing competition. I had a new food yesterday for the very first time that I had seen a lot about. I'm on food TikTok. I get a lot of TikToks concerning food. Because the algorithm knows it is. I would like to meet the man who programmed the TikTok. Maybe I wouldn't. He might be a little scary. The TikTok algorithm, like, could probably give you my entire life story if they, like, programmed an AI to convert, like, what the algorithm knew into a worded description. It's a pretty sick trinket. We'll take it. It could probably give you, like, an exact description of every event that's ever happened in my entire life. I don't know how it knows so well, but it knows that I like food, so it shows me a lot of food TikToks. And one such food TikTok that I receive very often is for a style of cuisine known as hot pot that I had never had before. It is essentially, it's similar to like a Korean barbecue where you've got these little, I mean, we have 1 extra slot, so we may as well take 5 free bombs. But that will be the first thing we get rid of. you have these little like little convection stove tops at your desk. Your what do they call those? Tables? The table where you sit and eat food. You have these little convection ovens, which if you've never done Korean barbecue, similar concept. You have like this little grill in front of your table that you use to, I know this sounds weird, cook your own food. I know you're probably like, isn't it the job of the restaurant to cook the food for me? And like, yeah, kind of to some degree, but also it's kind of fun to be able to control your own destiny, you know? To be able to be like, I want this cooked exactly in this direction. We are taking the negative. We are taking the negative. Great stuff. We are taking the negative. We are doing boss rush. I guess I'll take this bone item. I think they're all kind of stinky, but this one's probably the best. Most important thing here is we don't have Crown of Light active right now, which is kind of a shame. Hot pot, rather than getting a grill and cooking your food in front of you like you would do at a Korean barbecue, which I have had before and it's tremendous. Hot pot, they bring out what is essentially a big pot of broth, and they put it on the convection stovetop until it starts boiling. Then once it starts boiling, that's when it gets time to cook. Jesse. But instead of cooking as you may like traditionally cook, like on an open flame or on a surface, you get things like meats and vegetables and noodles. You can order whatever you want. The most basic thing is just raw meat. And you place it into the steaming, boiling, bubbling hot mixture of broth. And it cooks while it's in the broth. And then you eat it. And you cook it to your desired doneness. And it's a very fun one. It's an experience. It's not just... The food itself is delicious. I mean, it is meat that has been cooked by soaking in the juice of other meats, aka broth. So, like, how could it not be amazing, right? So it's delicious. That's obvious fact number one. We need to make sure we're going fast enough to make it to Hush as well. That's obvious fact number one, is it's absolutely stupendously delicious. It's meat soaked in meat juice. It's so good. But it's also just like a fun experience because, again, you wouldn't think I'm going to a restaurant. Why would I want to cook my own stuff? Well, because it's fun. And if you're like, I like my meats and steaks typically a little bit more on the rare side. And sometimes even when you order a steak, I like medium rare, but sometimes when you order steak at a place and you order medium rare, it doesn't come out exactly medium rare. And then you can, you know, to some degree be like, oh, dang it, my meal isn't as good as it could have been because they didn't cook it right. When you're in charge of cooking it, there's no one to blame but yourself. If it comes out and it's not a perfect medium rare, you let it sit in the broth too long. And it did take a little bit to figure out cooking times in the broth and stuff, but you get a lot of meat. We were stuffed. Marie and I went. Super fun. And also there's like all these other goodies. It's not just a big pot of broth. It's almost like a soup. Insert Kylo Ren. Why do I just know that man is Kylo Ren and not Adam Driver? Insert Adam Driver good soup meme. It's almost more of a soup than just a broth because it's filled with like different types of mushrooms and cabbage and it had some sweet corn in it. It had, excuse me? No, underground enemies. What else did it have in it? These like rice cubes, whatever the heck a rice cube is, sticky rice cube. We added some, no, Void Baby cursed me on a previous run. We're just gonna go. So these like sticky rice cubes. We ordered some extra noodles to put in as well, so it was almost like a ramen type experience. And then it's got this, they have this delicious sauce. We went to a Vietnamese restaurant. It's got this like delicious dipping sauce that once your meat is finished cooking, you dip it into this sauce. Please? And it brings out all of these like rich, savory flavors. I don't know what the sauce was, dude, but it was so good. And so what's fun about it is like, so you've got the big pot in front of you boiling with all of the delicious ingredients. And then you've got, obviously, chopsticks, which is how you're, like, stirring up and grabbing most of the stuff. If you're not as good with the chopsticks, or you got some, like, little bits at the bottom that are tough to get, they do give you a ladle as well. The ladle also lets you get some of the soup out, some of the broth. And then you've got this little bowl at your eating station as well. And that's kind of where, like, so, like, all this stuff is cooking in the hot pot, but you're, like, assembling your perfect bites. Every single bite is a perfect bite because you get to assemble it yourself. You have like this little bowl in front of you and you're like, okay, in this bite, I want a little bit of meat and a little bit of noodles and a little bit of vegetable. And you pull all that stuff that you want out of the hot pot, you put it in your bowl, you let it cool just a little bit because it is 1,000,000,000 degrees. And then once it's cool enough that your tongue is not going to fall off upon making contact with it, you freaking slurp it, dude. You freaking slurp it, you take the perfect bite, and you're a better human being because of it. Wheel of Fortune is a tremendous experience. Now, unfortunately, also quite expensive, at least by my standards. I'm not one known to roll in dough necessarily. I'm a frugal boy, in and out. Never had in and out, by the way. I am a frugal boy through and through. I'm always looking for the next sweet deal. It is like we went for an anniversary dinner, so you know you don't mind shelling out a little bit more for a special occasion like that. We did end up spending between drinks, appetizer, hot pot for each of us. It's close to a $70 affair, but any of these good? I mean, Candle's pretty sick. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack thinks that the Candle is pretty sick. I don't really care for Book of the Dead. It's just a second book. So we'll get a little closer to Bookworm. And then we'll head down to the next floor. Yeah, dude, but, like, tasty. And I don't want to say it's ruined all other food for me, but it's a bad week. I started meal prepping again this week. I've been eating pretty bad over the last couple of weeks just for various reasons. And I'm trying to get back on track, gain just a few more pounds that I'm comfortable with over the past couple of weeks. So just trying to get a little bit back on track there. So I've got my meal prepped chicken and rice that I've been bringing to work, and let's just say that lunch is disappointing on most days. To follow up a dinner, a nice $70 hot pot, gourmet hot pot dinner with my gross re-microwaved 3-day-old stove cooked chicken, peppers, onions, and rice is a pretty significant downgrade. Hate to say it, not to insult my own cooking abilities, but I'm not a very good cook, and it's a pretty significant downgrade. So I don't know if it's going to ruin all food for me forever, but in the short term here, it certainly has. By the way, we could almost certainly give up on the Guppy dream now. Guppy is not happening. Guppy is not going to happen, so we can go ahead and get rid of 9 lives. 9 lives is not doing anything for us, so we can go ahead and get rid of that. Is my opinion. We will do the Hush fight, which we need to do. We will do the Hush fight, and we will probably get rid of it in one of these item rooms. I don't think it will delete all of my HP. I certainly hope it doesn't. I'll be pretty upset if it does. Wow, we got a couple of items to potentially choose from here. That's good eats. These are bad. Those are pretty bad. You don't want those. Thought I saw a tinted rock. I'm crazy. Those are pretty gross. These are pretty gross. We don't really want any of those. Don't really want any of those either. Tears up. I mean, I guess you just take a tears up. There's nothing else that's gonna like guarantee victory, so I guess you just take a tears up. Yeah, it's a pretty solid tears up. All right, let's do it. We should have a pretty easy time all things considered, in this Hush fight. My range is maybe a little bit low. That's like the only potential point of concern here, but that's okay. But yeah, I highly recommend it. Something I'd gotten a lot of TikToks about hot pot, and everyone was like, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And it's like, how good can it be? Because I like ramen. I'm a pretty big ramen fan. I'm a bigger, I mean, so I love all Asian food. Asian food is just tremendous. I love sushi, I love Chinese food, I love Thai food, I love pretty much all of it. I love pho, I love ramen, it's tremendous. It's all very good. I love bao sandwiches. It's all so dang good. But there's like different varying degrees. I think, I don't mind ramen, but I prefer, if I'm gonna have a noodle of some sort, I prefer something like a Thai food, or like a Korean style, like, what do they call it? Buldak ramen. I took damage! Like a bulldog style ramen, where it's more of a sauced noodle than a noodle in a broth. I don't mind a noodle in a broth, you know, ramen and pho are more like broth based. And that's fine too, you get some nice broth to drink at the end, which is always tasty. The only sad thing in my opinion about those is the broth doesn't really adhere to the noodles, so the noodle isn't usually very flavorful. It's just a noodle, which is fine. You still get to drink the broth at the end, like I said, so it's not like you're missing out on flavor. What I love about something like a pad thai, or a more like sticky sauced noodle, is you get the experience of eating the noodles, and you get the flavor of the thing that they're in at the same time. They like serve as these like perfect vehicles. They're like sauce vehicles. Pad Thai, the noodles are these wonderful vehicles to deliver the sauce directly to my mouth as quickly as possible, and I love it. So you know, I'm less of a fan of ramen than I am of something like that. So I was like, hot pot. It seems very ramen-esque. It's broth heavy. How good could it be? Very good. Very good. It turns out, because like I said, you're assembling these perfect bites in your little mini bowl. So instead of typically when I'm eating ramen, it's like I'm eating it with chopsticks. So I'm just pulling things out of the big broth thing. I think we're going down. Soul of Isaac has appeared in the basement. I believe we're going down. Yes. I almost went up. Almost went straight up. You're pulling these little sauce things, you know, out of you're just pulling stuff out of a big broth bowl, and you end up with this huge thing of broth at the end. When you're taking these little bites, you can take little ladlefuls of broth as you're eating. That way you're getting some broth in every bite. And you're not only eating the goodies, but you're getting a big mouthful of broth as well. So it's like the ratio is a little better. It's almost like, it's more akin to like eating, like imagine if you tried to eat like a bowl of cereal with chopsticks. That's kind of the traditional ramen experience for me. You would get all the cereal out of it, but eventually you would be left with just milk. And then at the end you just drink the milk. It's the difference between eating cereal and milk with chopsticks versus eating cereal and milk with a spoon. When you're eating it with a spoon, you're getting bites of cereal and bites of milk in every single bite. You're getting a good ratio as you go. It boosts the experience, my personal opinion. Anyway, all that to be said, I think that Hot Pot, I'm very happy to have gotten it. Is this actually worth it? Actually worth it? We'll see. Nope. All that to be said, Hot Pot, has it ruined all other foods for me going forward? It's very possible. The good news is maybe the bad news, because it's actually probably quite healthy for you. It's just like meat cooked in broth, so it's not like deep fried or anything horrible for you. It's vegetables, and I mean, some of the noodles and rice is maybe a little carb heavy, but other than that, it's pretty good for you. So maybe if it was more affordable, I'd actually be in like great shape. But unfortunately, it's very expensive, so I won't be eating it very much. We'll be saving it for very special occasions, but on those special occasions, you better believe I'm going to let you guys know all about it. Every time I get hot pot from now on, you guys are going to know all about it. It is also the other danger of it, besides it being so addicting that it's ruined all other food for me, is that many people don't know what hot pot is. So you have uncomfortable experiences like I did today when I went into work and talked to a coworker, and she said, "Did you do anything fun yesterday?" And I said, "I tried hot pot for the first time." And she said, "Oh, I didn't know you were into that." Oopsies. I do not use recreational drugs. My apologies. I can see the misunderstanding. I can understand how you may have misinterpreted there. I promise you that's not the case. So you do have to worry about that from time to time. All right, money equals power seems like a no-brainer, huh? Money equals power is a no-brainer. We could pick up Sacrificial Altar, sacrifice the candle, and the knife to get 2 more items. That sounds kind of poggy. Let's do it. Let's get dangerous on this one. It doesn't work. Maybe they don't count as familiars. It's possible. They are inanimate objects. They're not like Demon Baby or anything. They're not like a living familiar creature. They're inanimate objects, a candle and a knife. So it's maybe understandable that they wouldn't work. Is it slightly upsetting because I spent 2 whole hearts just to test that theory out, ultimately for it to come up completely short? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit upsetting. We need to beat both the Lamb and Mega Satan here, so let's be careful. Okay, or continue taking damage. Let's be a little careful. We can't just be taking 10,000 hits of damage here. I don't like when he bends it like Beckham. Not a huge fan of when this guy bends it like Beckham. Let's be honest, there is no reason we should lose this run. Luck up, thank you. Bombs are key, maybe. We'll consider it. There is no reason we should lose this run. We also, even though we have Bloody Gust and we do like the damage bonus that we're potentially getting here, we would prefer to just continue getting a Tears Up bonus from the candle. So let's stop taking damage. That is Suplex. It is a new item that I don't know much about, but I would rather have the Spore Shot. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Spore Shot. Give me more tear effects. In my personal opinion, tear effects more interesting. I'm going to do it. Skinny Odd Mushroom, Lodestone Tears. Both decent. Both decent, but not good enough. Whoa. Both decent, but not good enough. I think we'll get a good enough tears stat just from not taking damage. Forehead. Good stuff. Dunce Cap, not quite good enough for me. Okay. With the Bloody Gust bonus plus this, I think we're in a good-ish place. Yeah, we're in a pretty good place. Okay. So just continue to not take damage. More and more rooms we can get, the more book charges we can get. We could find a secret room. That'd be pretty dope as well. We got a lot of keys. And bombs, so there's no reason we have a bombs or key pill, so there's absolutely no reason we shouldn't find both of them. So we will keep our eyes peeled. See what we can find here. Temperance card. We'll take that. Thank you very much. Luck up is nice as well. Maybe get a couple more chests out of that. It's pretty exciting. Good dodges. Good dodges. Okay. Still looking for that magical secret room. We're going to find it. Don't worry. We're going to find it. All right. We're building up a little bit of an HP reservoir here, which is good. I was getting a little nervous, but now I'm feeling pretty good about where we are again. Infamy Fart Baby. Not what I'm looking for. Verp is another luck up. Thank you. H up. Wonderful. What makes you small? I found pills. All right. Suddenly I feel great. I think we're in a very good spot. I don't remember when Was our HP up a bone heart? Bozo skipping tears. For some reason, our HP up came in the form of a bone heart, which is a little weird. I just want to make sure we get our Crown of Light bonus back. It's literally 13 damage, so not a huge fan of losing that. Prefer to keep that. Missing node doesn't work anymore. You can't loop the chest anymore, which is very sad. Explosivo and Hemolacria. No, thank you. We'll just go ahead and do the boss fight now. We will get the lamb fight done. Shouldn't be too hard. We're doing a lot of damage. Then we will do Mega Satan, which again should not be too hard. We're doing a lot of damage. And then we will cross our fingers. We've been getting pretty unlucky lately with not getting the Void Portal. We are going to try to win the 50-50. The second 50-50 of the night. Actually, earlier I was trying not to win the 50-50. We will take the HP up and then put it right back down. Thank you. Thank you for the free HP up. Earlier, we won the 50-50 on Sangonomiya Kokomi, who I did not want. In Genshin. Hopefully, for the second time tonight, maybe we can win a 50-50. Actually, this time I do want the 50-50, so we'll hope for the best. All right. Isaac versus Mega Satan. Dude, I think Tainted Isaac, at first I was kind of, if you go back and watch like the first episode where I played as this guy, I think I was pretty meh on him. I was like, he can only have 8 items. Granted, we do have a run here with Birthright, so I can actually be, I'm holding 12 items instead of 8, which makes a pretty significant difference, but I could make an argument that we could get rid of 4 items and still have a busted run. And I kind of feel like with the amount of pedestals you see on the traditional Isaac run, that's gonna hurt, and the ability to see 2 items per, no charge required like you do for the D6, he may be like the most powerful character in the game in terms of like ability to get great items. He just forget Tainted Lost. Tainted Lost, who says that he gets better items, wishes he could wake up one day and have like 5% of the power of Tainted Isaac. Tainted Isaac truly gets better items because you get more choices. The choices are better. If they gave Tainted Lost the ability to flash between items, I'm not saying we win every single Tainted Lost run, but we may have like a single victory by now. Instead, we've lost every single time so far. You piece. I lost my Crown of Light bonus. That's not very nice. All right. Still shouldn't make too much of a difference. Hopefully, fingies crossed. I was going to say those are getting closer to me. Hopefully, fingies crossed. Once we get through this, we can still get our Void Portal. I do not want to do an entire run dedicated to just beating Delirium. I would love to just get it right here instead. I would love to just get it here instead. Come on, baby. Win that 50-50. You can take back my Kokomi. I don't even want Kokomi. You can take Kokomi back. Also, how much HP do you have? Please, please, please. Portal. 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 Portal is one of the greatest video games of 2013. I don't remember. The cake is a lie. I don't remember like anything about that game. Mom's Lock. Mega Chest. I don't remember like anything about that game. I'm gonna be 1000% honest with you. I don't know if it's a great game or not. It probably is. I think it gets pretty dang good. It's like a good puzzle. Would you call it a platformer? You do some jumping. You do some jumping and you do some like traveling through space and time, which allows you to hit Mach 30. I think it's a little too late for that, unfortunately. Lets you hit like Mach 30. Go flying through the air so that you can do some crazy trapeze artist level stunts. So I think most people would call it a puzzle platformer. At the very least, it's a puzzle game, and it's very well respected. So I'm gonna go ahead and take back any negative things I've said about it. I do remember enjoying it. I don't remember when I played it. I don't remember when I played it or what system I owned it on, because I definitely do not own it now. I definitely paid for it if I did own it, I promise. Gabe, don't come after me. But I remember it being pretty good, and I never played, I remember the final boss fight against GLaDOS being pretty fun. I never played the second one. which I think had more of like a co-op focus to it. But I bet that one was pretty good too. We're probably strong enough that I could just go in and fight random bosses, but we got a better chance, I think. We're going to be taking random damage across the floor, which is going to give us better bloody gust bonuses. We're going to get more HP through our spacebar item. We are going to get more tears through the candle. I think it's better if we just finish exploring. May as well, right? We also now may as well use our bombs. I didn't know it did that! We just used our bombs or key pill, and it transferred the golden key we picked up over to a golden bomb, which is not what I wanted, because now my thought was, well, we have infinite keys now from the golden key, so I may as well get a bunch of bombs. Now I've got 85 bombs and infinite bombs and only 8 keys. That is not how I would recommend solving that one. I don't think that is the optimal way to do that. That's my B. In my defense, I didn't know that was going to happen. Now we know. It makes sense, I guess. It is technically a bomb. It was technically a key, and we transferred all of our keys over to bombs, including the golden one. So I guess when you think about it like that, it makes total sense. Okay. I guess we should play this a couple times. This will help us get our bloody gust bonus even faster. I somehow just spent 2 keys there. Once again, spent 2 keys there. Don't want to spend too much because we do want to make sure that we have this Crown of Light bonus, which accounts for 14 damage. We do want to make sure we have that going into any boss fight. Alright, I think I'm ready to go. Let's give it a go. No delirium. Okay, good stuff. We're probably not going to pick up any items anyway, unless we get like a schmackin' spacebar item. Mom's Knife ruins... Mom's Knife ruins... Holy Light, I'm pretty sure. Golden Key. So I think we actually don't want that. I think we're content with the massive amount of tears that we're putting out. 25 cents and Fear Shot. I don't think either of those are doing anything for me. Neither of those are getting me too dang excited. Delirium? Fantastic. Fantastic. Face me. Face me, coward. Okay. Help. He's invisible. He's invisible. I don't know where he is. Found him. Okay. Don't charge at me. Okay. Can't see him. Can't see him whatsoever. Doing pretty good damage here. The less hits we take... Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. The less hits we take, the less we gotta worry about this guy. It's already about halfway done. We've only taken a single hit. The problem is, as I was just about to say, we lose a lot of damage. A lot of people give. We lose a lot of damage from our Crown of Light bonus the second we take damage. So the rest of the fight only gets harder from here as we do less and less damage. I mean, we still have 13, so like nothing to... I'm not like crying about it. Excuse me? Not crying about it or anything. I think we're probably gonna be fine. It's maybe a little bit frightening. It's maybe a little frightening. We still got plenty. We're fine. Okay, we're fine. If I continue reassuring myself, then we have nothing to worry about. Okay, he's got about a quarter of his health left. Just keep dodging. The boss music ended. You tricked me. You tricked me. Very rude of you. I don't like when you do that. Fix the boss. I mean, there's a lot of things about this boss that need to get fixed. Probably the random music playing isn't the top priority. Maybe him, like, just spawning underneath you sometimes would be top priority for me. Okay, continue focusing. I'm glad we didn't just fight him right away, by the way. We may have died. I'm glad we got full advantage out of Bloody Gust and also got a little bit more HP. Keep it going here, keep it going here, keep it going here, keep it going here, keep it going, keep it going. He seems to just not be taking damage anymore. Anybody want to explain that one? Okay. A little frightening. No music in the background makes me uncomfy, but that's okay. Hey! Long run, but we got a ton done. You gotta be pretty dang happy about that. We unlocked spin down dice. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider showing some support down below. Liking, commenting, subscribing all help out a tremendous deal. Share with your grandmother as always. But that, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.